Today we're going to be talking about volcanoes. Firstly, we're going to start off by talking about the structure of the Earth, what volcanoes are, and how they're made. Then we're going to discuss how volcano eruptions can happen and how they can be predicted. Then we're going to close off by talking about the volcano eruptions that have been going on in Spain.
Before we can jump into volcanoes, we need to talk about the Earth's structure. The Earth is divided into four main parts: the crust, the mantle, and the inner and outer core. The crust is the outermost layer of the Earth. It's made up of buoyant rocks, which are rocks that float well, and it's where we live. The mantle is made up of semi-liquid molten rock called magma. When this magma comes to the Earth's surface, we call it lava. The core is the innermost layer of the Earth, and it's split into two parts: the inner core and the outer core. The outer core is made up of liquid nickel and liquid iron that is very, very hot. The inner core is even hotter than the outer core, and it's mostly made up of nickel, but it's solid because the pressure from all the other layers prevents the nickel from melting and turning into liquid.
Volcanoes are essentially openings in the Earth's crust and mantle. To be more specific, volcanoes result from the movement of tectonic plates. You might be asking, what are tectonic plates? One way to think about them is like patches of quilts connected together. Tectonic plates are connected pieces of the Earth's crust. Volcanoes can be formed in three different ways. The first way is through something called divergent boundaries, which is when two tectonic plates move apart and lava fills the gap. Another way is through convergent boundaries, which is when one tectonic plate moves underneath another tectonic plate, again causing magma to move to the surface. Lastly, volcanoes can be formed on these places called hotspots, which is when magma comes from the Earth's core and bursts through the mantle and the crust onto the surface. Volcanoes allow magma, which is molten rock, and gases to escape Earth's surface. And that's what we think of when we think of volcanoes, right? Lava and gases coming out of an active, fiery volcano. The truth is that volcanic eruptions are a lot more than just explosive lava.
Specific things can happen before a volcano erupts. It can cause earthquakes, let out more carbon dioxide, and have a larger appearance as the gas and magma builds up inside. Volcanoes can erupt in two different ways. An explosive eruption occurs when the gas in a volcano is trapped under molten rock, which causes a lot of pressure to build. Eventually, the magma explodes out of the volcano and becomes lava, which is just another word for magma once it exits the volcano. Effusive eruption occurs when gas and magma can freely flow out of a volcano. Effusive eruptions are more common than explosive eruptions. Volcanic eruptions can cause damage to people and property, especially in agricultural areas where the economy is based on farming. People and animals can also get hurt when they breathe in the ash and gases that come from the volcano. This is why it is important that people evacuate an area when scientists predict that a volcano is going to erupt.
La Palma is a small Spanish island off the coast of northeast Africa, but in September 2021, it is a good example of how we managed to predict volcanoes. Here, scientists measured how hard the Earth was shaking and were able to accurately call out that the volcanoes would blow. Thanks to them, thousands of locals evacuated and were safe from the damage that was about to come. These scientists said that the eruption would last anywhere from 24 to 84 days. And currently we're on day 60. In a little over a month, the lava flowed 4 miles from the source and spread 2 miles wide. That's 71 football fields long and 35 football fields wide. Alongside this flow, there were over 35,000 distinct earthquakes recorded. This volcano has a pretty cool way to blow too. It's called a strombolian eruption, which is a fancy term for a volcano that blows in short bursts. It's kind of like a fireworks show, but of lava. But don't get these fireworks mistaken. So far, they were able to cover 1,000 hectares of land. That's like 2,500 football fields. Thousands of people's homes and jobs are covered in ash and lava. That's all we have for you today about volcanoes. We hope you enjoyed and learned lots.